right. Well, good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, the 27th of August, 2020. I'm Roy Potter. Welcome as you come in. I'm doing this outside because it's just a little too warm inside, even with the air conditioning and using all that. Anyway. So you'll probably hear some outside noises, and the wind is blowing a little bit this morning. It's a pretty strong breeze, actually. So hopefully that won't interfere with the transmission. Hello, hello. So, wow, it's been a really nasty few days, hasn't it? Well, as the title of this shows, there is no way to stop this now, ladies and gentlemen. Blood has been drawn on more than one occasion, but these last few incidents that we've had, it's gone now. There's no way to salvage this at this point. I don't want to get into a long, drawn-out discussion on what happened up there uh, in Minnesota or in Wisconsin, or in Minneapolis for that matter. I don't want to get into the weeds on that. I will say that to charge that youngster with first degree murder is obscene. I don't know what the laws are in Wisconsin, but I suspect that they do not match what they've charged him with under the circumstances. It was clearly self defense. They can make an issue about him coming and looking for trouble. No, he came to guard a place because the police stood down, and the mayor and the governors have stood down. But this is what happens when you stand up for your rights and the rights of others. There's no doubt now, there is no doubt that we are at war, and that we are at war with the left. Unfortunately, it's being fed by the right. And I don't mean the general constitutionalists, conservatives, Christians, people like that. I'm talking about the Republican, so called Republican leaders, senators, congressmen, mayors, governors, who are all taking part in all of this and standing down and watching it happen. However, as you'll notice, they do take action against those who don't wear masks, and they're going to take action against those who refuse this vaccine, so called. But I'm going to stick with the situation in Wisconsin for right now. It's just that all of this shows you who our enemies are. They're in the state houses, they're in D.C., they're in corporate headquarters. The BLM and Antifa have it right. The system is corrupt. But they're being used by that very system to go after the people that should be their best friends, because they're all stupid and they're communist, Maoist, brainwashed idiots. But we're going into war, ladies and gentlemen. There's no turning it back now. You will not be unarmed, okay? But getting back with this situation with this teenager there in Wisconsin. As I said, the mayor and the police stood down. He was there to help guard a place. They attacked him. He tried to run. He tried to go out. This is not premeditated first degree murder. They might call it capital murder. I'm not sure. But it definitely wasn't premeditated. It was definitely a self defense. For them to even consider arresting him is obscene, as I said. So you know what side they're on. And you know, people will make excuses for him and say, well, they're trying to keep the crowds from getting upset. Hey, this pandering that's been done by both the Democrats and the Republicans, including President Trump, is not helping the situation. Law and order, law and order. Well, I understand that the governor up there, forget which one right now, finally asked Trump to send in the feds. Well, the governor didn't need to ask for that because Trump could have sent in the feds to enforce federal law, which is what? The Constitution. And he refused to do it. He always wants somebody to blame. Now, to activate the National Guard and send them in, yeah. And that's a good thing that that governor asked for it. But as I've said, I'm afraid it's a little, too late. So anytime that you defend yourself against these communist, Maoist tools of the elites, you're going to be facing this. The odds are stacked against us. Again, that doesn't mean that we can't take defensive action. You just have to know going into it what's going to happen. The government is so corrupt right now, I really don't care if it goes to shit. I really don't care. All the governments. For the even the Republican governors and mayors to go along with this crap on the supposed pandemic, scandemic, just shows you who they are and what they are. They deserve to be hauled out of their offices, tarred and feathered, and hung from lampposts, summarily. I had, I think it was Jonah of Nineveh again, I'm not sure, Michael on Twitter. He put this up yesterday, and I can't show you, and I can't read it directly because it's actually on my phone, but which I'm using to do this. But he had a quote there from a gentleman by the name of Rudolf Steiner that was made on 27th of October 1917. If you're wondering what all the spraying's about, I've mentioned it a little bit. It's not just, blocking for photosynthesis, trying to shut down photosynthesis, the dumb climate change baloney. It's to interfere with our communion, our communications with the Spirit. That's one of its purposes. And of course, to put all this nanotech and everything. I talked some time ago about, and people were saying that it was baloney, but no, it wasn't. That they were experimenting with vaccinations that would shut down that part of your brain that is responsible for emotions, for feelings of spirituality, that type of thing. This guy, Rudolf Steiner, 27th October 1917. Listen to what he said in 1917. Spirits of darkness are going to inspire their human hosts to find a vaccine that will drive all inclination towards spirituality away. This vaccine that's coming, you can bet, has those ingredients to it. Bill Gates is evil and Trump is evil, allowing him to go any further. As I have called for, Gates, Fauci now is talking about asymptomatic transmission of the virus isn't the case, right? Everything is waffling back and forth, and you think they're stupid? No, it's to keep you in a state of confusion. So, first blood has been drawn on more than one occasion, and you're going to see an escalation now. You better keep your situational awareness on high at all times and be constantly aware of your surroundings. Don't go looking for trouble, but you're going to have to be able to confront it when it comes. And it's coming. And nobody is going to do anything about it. This is what they want. Notice that everybody is now, even Sarah Carter, I just tweeted back to her, I think it was late last night, maybe it was yesterday, I don't remember. Sarah Carter and Sean Hannity and Greg Jarrett and all these people have been talking about, Barr's coming and he's going to grab all these people. And a lot of us were saying, nope, Kleinsmith's going to take the fall. They're going to have him plead to something very minor, which is exactly what happened. And they're going to blame the whole misunderstanding on Kleinsmith. There is no justice in the United States of America, and it deserves at this point to be burned in one day. Scriptures talk about Babylon being burned in one day. The thing that hurts my feelings about that, it's always the little people that suffer. It's hardly ever the people that are responsible for all this nastiness. And we sit and we let them do it to us. As I was starting to say, you remember Berlin has now said that you can't even demonstrate against the scan plandemic. They've made it illegal. So any debate now on the efficacy or the fallacies of this entire thing, you can't discuss it. It's kind of like that old saying, you know who rules you by who you can't criticize. This is their tool to take us all down. And we're just merrily going along with it. They have a lot of help in the social media. This is all being run by the intelligence services that have taken over the world. The banking system is behind that. And we have no leaders, including Trump, who are going to do the right thing. If Trump came out today and said that he's stopping all work, all donations, shut down all the warfare labs, shutting down the vaccination for this COVID thing, all of that, arrest Gates, arrest Fauci, I'd say we have a chance. But he's part of the problem. He's pushing it. You know what? I had some people send me some things. I won't say who they were. But they're accusing, and it's very possible. They're accusing Trump of some pretty serious stuff, and I'm not talking about pedophilia and all that. I'm talking about a bad bloodline. I'd like to get into the history of Jesus, and I did see a thing the other day where it talked about the spouses of Jesus Christ, and I know that just drives Christians nuts to hear that. But historically and scripturally and other esoteric writings would point to the fact that, in fact, these evil people, you had both good and bad coming out of Jesus's line, and the bad side is the one that's really doing some nasty stuff right now. But I won't get into that any deeper than that because I know it makes people just go insane. So government and the media together, all run by the New World Order, the banking system, the corporatocracy, and the intelligence community, are at war with you. You are who they're actually fighting. Each other too, for power, but you're the collateral damage. Isn't that the case always? I don't have really much more to say this morning. I'm pretty disgusted. There is no truth out there. No one's speaking the truth. No one's following pure principle. Rand Paul got up and lauded President Trump at the RNC convention. Nobody will call him out. Alex Jones came close yesterday, said that Trump isn't doing things that he should. That's not enough, AJ. We can't look at this man as a savior anymore. He is not. He's the furthest thing from it. And nobody will call him out except the Dems, and that's all a program to drive everybody towards Trump. Have you noticed that? People are starting to realize that. Why did the Dems run Biden? Why did the Dems run Kamala Harris? What's really going on here? to make that side so bad that we will all bow the knee, figuratively and maybe literally, to Trump. Make the other side look so bad, and they are, but hide the evil inside the person and the structure. I don't want to say organization, but it almost is, where the real evil resides. Remember, the devil's not going to come to you as an ugly, red, horned, fanged, tailed creature that will repulse you, scare you. The devil will appear as a gentle, well-dressed businessman who swears that he has your best interests at heart, all the while destroying everything around him that he possibly can. That's all I got. Whenever you leave your house, you better make sure that you know where you're going, how you're going to get there, and have alternate routes. Always have a plan of escape, an avenue of escape. Maybe it's not worth talking to people anymore. I'll see y'all later.